Hello, welcome to another Napoleonic update relating to the Prussians. What? No Monday morning musing? I haven't got enough stuff to do Monday morning musing, so you're having Napoleonics today, and that's why. Right then, I got some good feedback from the video from the other day, so thank you very much for everybody that helped out. Some good advice there. Nobody was too scathing. Thank you very much for that. Just a quick shout out as well. I spotted a new channel, the 1809 Project. Tell you what, he's got this Saxon army. Oh, amazing! Saxon as in like the German state, Prussian state, Saxony, or German state. Incredible. If I had to paint that much white, I'd go insane. But it looks absolutely fantastic, and he's got some good French as well, which he's got another video on. So he's only just sort of like started putting up videos, so it's going to give him some encouragement, because if the standard of his armies are anything like what he looks like on videos, then I'm sure there's an ocean of useful information just sitting there waiting to be fished. So yeah, good stuff, and welcome to the community. Right. Based on the feedback I've got, I've changed the regiment that I'm painting. I've moved it to, and I got a list off of the Tinterweb, and it's got the entire Prussian army state of play on the 1st of March 1813. It tells me all of the regiments, all of the troops and unit numbers and all that sort of stuff. So now I can go to this other website that I found and actually look at the collars and cuffs, which seems to be the important thing with the Prussians. So I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't actually read it. But basically, I've changed these into the 1st Silesian Infantry Regiment, which is the Upper Silesian Brigade, and I think I can't read German, so Oberst von Perch, by the looks of it, is the dude in charge. The brigade commander is Oberst von Zieten. There you go. Like I say, I'm a complete ignoramus at the moment. I've ordered, I'm about to order Digby Smith's book on the Prussians, but that goes back to something like 1571, right the way through. But I'm sure that'll be a minor information. And Fraser's pointed out a book that I should get, the Prussian Army by Mr. Nash, and I found a few copies of that online, available, second hand and stuff. But what I'll do before that is I'll go and trawl all my usual second hand bookshop haunts and see if I can find a copy there, so I can actually look at it before I pay for it, because some of them will probably be a bit damaged. So anyway, I'm fully enthused with these Prussians. Absolutely, I think they're absolutely brilliant. I mean, obviously the miniatures that I'm painting are from Calpe and Elite, and they're pretty good. I mean, I think one of the problems I had with the British, the fact that the British are just all red and white, and those are probably the two worst colours you can possibly paint. Oceans of red and oceans of white is not pleasing. The other problem, of course, was the fact that a lot of the ones I got were Warlord plastics, and to be honest, I'm not very enamoured with the Warlord plastics, and I have to be painting something that I actually like to paint and feels good. And obviously Calpe and Elite are pretty good. So, I mean, that was another problem. So I built myself a fair load of barriers there. But with the Prussians, I'm loving them. The variations in the uniforms are great. The colours are great. They're fairly straightforward to paint, I'm finding. Now that you've got I've got my initial colour scheme sorted out, and I think I'm doing them right. Then, I'm happy. When you're sitting in it from a point of ignorance, you're thinking, well, I'll have a guess. And I made a couple of guesses. I've done an officer, which I'll show you in a minute. And I've got questions about him. I painted him, and obviously I couldn't find the information I needed to find it, and So I thought I'd ask again, see if anybody can point me in the right direction. And I've got a couple of questions about a couple of other things. And I think once that's done, then I should be able to just crack on and get them done. The other issue I'm still trying to reconcile is the basing problems. And I've been talking to Pancake Painy Payne, old Nathan over there in Black Powder Land, and he based his Prussians on 4 on a base, but 2 bases per company, whereas obviously von Ketchingen and everybody else seems to base them on 8 on a base, 6x4. Now I'm still undecided. I've got loads of 3x4 bases and I've got loads of 6x4 bases. I don't know if it's a rule in Black Powder that your march column has to be 4 centimeters wide or less, then I will probably split the bases. So I'll have one company on 2 bases, which is how British are based. They're on 3 centimeter bases, 3 centimeter by 4 centimeter bases, just so they look good in column. And I have to admit, I think I prefer them facing forward in column than facing to the side. So there you go. Right then, so let's have a look at the stuff that I've done and see if I've made any mistakes, whether I've got it right or not. Alright. Before I start on the fresh set of questions, I had a good response to my last set of questions. So I'm just going to run through what I've done. As you notice, he's actually changed regiments and regions. He's now, I believe, painted up as the 11th Regiment, the 1st Silesian, are they? With his yellow collar and cuffs and his white epaulets. That's because, as Mr. Soupy Cheppy pointed out, it was a fair way of a walk from East Prussia to Belgium. So the first East Prussian regiment didn't actually get to Waterloo. So I've done these, and I actually found a list. I may have already mentioned it, of all of the Prussian army in 1813 as of the 1st of March, and I think I'll be doing the 1st Corps. I think they are they? Yes. Silesian Corps. It's probably been done to death, but there you go. Right, sword knot, I changed it. I'd have painted all the tassels yellow as well, but apparently it's only the knot, so I've done that. I've changed that. I'm fairly okay with the colour of the gun strap. I forgot to paint the little white thing in there where his thing shoots back and fastens, so I can do that. But pretty much, I think I've got the line troops done now. From a war game standard, I think that's perfectly okay. Right then, my next set of questions. Last night I quickly painted up an officer of the line. He's an infantry officer. Now, I could find absolutely zero, practically, apart from black and white drawings and stuff, of things that I wasn't particularly interested in knowing. So what I've done is I've sort of been a bit well, I'll try this and then see what you say. Now, okay then, first off, let's start with his sash. And I've seen pictures of that sash completely white or black and white. So I think by just painting it white with quite a heavy dark colouring, it does make it look black and white. But I don't know. They have this sash round them. The British, obviously, it's fairly straightforward. It'd be red. But with these, it's I don't know. So, like I say, I painted it white for now. It's easy enough to change later. Epaulets, once again, the great epaulet debate. Now, these epaulets were quite fancy. I don't know whether you can see that. So what I've done is I painted the central bit yellow, white, and then the edges I painted yellow to match the colour of the collars. Probably wrong, probably gold or something, I don't know, but anybody give me advice on that? He's in a great coat, obviously, so I've painted that grey because they seem to be grey, the Prussian great coats. He has the linen trousers on. Now, the line troops wear these grey breeches. And apparently, the reason why they wear the grey breeches with boots was because the breeches only came to about there, so the boots were sort of there to cover the gap. But they were issued with white trousers that went down to the boot, made out of linen. So I've represented that here like this. Now I didn't know what colour to paint the buttons, so I've sort of done them black, well grey actually. But if anybody knows what colour the buttons were, let me know, and I can overpaint it. Now the sash thing here has got these big long stud things coming out with these sort of knots there. Now I painted the knots yellow because I was just assumed they would be. I don't know, easy enough to change, so somebody could just confirm what they would be, whether they'd just be white or whatever. The 1809 project pointed out that NCO sword knots were black and white, no matter what. So this sword knot here I painted yellow. Now he's an officer, would he have a yellow knot or not? If that makes sense. So that's that question. If you've spotted, I'll just go around slowly so you can have a look. But if you can spot anything that I can do to make him a bit more correct, let me know. I don't know what all this is about here. I presume those little like things for putting up, turning it back if ever you wanted to turn it back. I don't know. Okay, so that's my infantry officer. He will be. There'll be one in each company. The actual first company officer is on a horse, but these lot are all on foot in the other companies. I'm having an NCO figure and a foot officer with each company, just to vary it up, as I assume they would have their own officers. The other questions I've got, I just have to reach back because I'm not very good at preparing these sort of things. Oops. Where is he? Oh, this one and that one. Right. My first company. Drummers. Oops, there we are. Right. With the drummers, I have a question about the drums and the bird's nests. Now then, bird's nest here. I've seen that the back of this is painted the colour of the region. So I assume in this case it would be yellow and then with white. What's it called? Braids. So is that correct? And the drum in most of the pictures that I've seen is yellow. Now, is that because the drum facings will match the region? So if the collars and cuffs are yellow, then the drum facings are yellow as well, with white fasteners and lacings and all that sort. That's the word for lacings. Other than that, I think he's painted up as a standard infantryman, so he would have his blue tunic, grey breeches and stuff. He's not like reversed coloured like the Brits. So if that's correct, then let me know, because I'm getting onto the first company next. The only question I have about the standard bearer. Obviously, he's going to be a senior NCO, so he'll have a black and white knot. Is this bit here? I put a finial on his flagpole because I've got finials lying around. Is that correct? Will they have finials? I have no idea. I've not seen any pictures, so I don't know. Hopefully his pole's long enough for a GMB flag. But yeah, and is there anything else I need to know about the standard bearer person, the colours carrier? Anything special about him? About answered. That's about all my questions for now. Yeah. So the main one is this: is he all right? And then the bird's nests and facings on the drum for the drummer, and us. Did they routinely have finials with longy braids? I've got loads of these, you see, so I thought I might as well use them. Okay. I don't usually offer advice because I'm not particularly, I don't really think that I'm an expert on these things. But I got a question from JJ about, he's somebody that me and Von Ketchum know. He's having difficulty getting wood, so he asked me for my advice. So I use Panzeracey's new wood. They do a weathered one if you're after a bit of old wood, but you know, I find the new wood's pretty good. I mean, I've done all of this in new wood, a bit of Seraphim sepia and a bit of Nuln oil sorts it out. It makes it look, I think, quite realistic because I'm colourblind. So you know, the fact that they do this colour, I find really helpful. So if you're having trouble getting wood, try new wood or weathered wood, depending on how old you want it to look. Okay, right, on with the show. So there you go. That's what I've done. As I said last time, this video is mainly, as well as a bit of a show and tell, but it's also I need answers to questions, and believe me, I do hunt around quite a lot. I sit a long time looking at pictures, but a lot of the pictures that I can find that I can actually see, I mean, I can see lots of colour pictures, but they're usually quite small, and when you try and zoom in, it all pixelates. A lot of the pictures that I see are black and white prints and stuff, and they don't actually have, they're telling you what the thing is rather than what colour it was. And at the moment, the thing that I'm actually interested in is what colour is it. So hence asking you guys to see if you can shed any light on it. There's a mine of information out there on YouTube. And this is what YouTube's all about, in my opinion. You know, you can find so much stuff out, and other people have so much information and that they can share. And you know, by seeing things and by showing stuff, you can learn quite a lot, and you know, pass on quite a lot. So hopefully my dumb questions that I'm asking will in some day help somebody else, so they don't have to ask the dumb questions. They can come and watch my ugly mug ask the questions and then see what answers we get. Right, well anyway, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.